Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 and Oak Bridge Farm for our Let's Play series. Hope you're all doing really well today. Yeah, it's been a while, since I've been on 25. I do miss it when I jump from, 22 to 25 doing the farm, and I feel like the farming takes so much time that I'm on 25 less recently and, live commitments and all that. But I wish I could get on this series more and my small holding series, but it's nice to jump back on. I do kind of value it. And it's actually a really busy episode because of that. I've got a few things to do. We're going to be doing some sugar beet harvesting. Got the 3-row harvester that 4D modding released not long ago, so that's going to be interesting to use. It's a bit of an upgrade on the 2-row harvester. We're going to have to get a topper first. We're going to tackle that. That's that job. This guy's just checking the tyre out. He's just doing an inspection. But no, that's the 2-row harvester. We're going to return that, and I'm going to go through a few. Like I said, it's a busy episode. It's pretty manic. I've got a few things to talk about, a few things to show off, and yeah, the 3-row harvester by 4D modding we're going to get out and going to try that out. I've also increased the capacity on that. I'm not going to lie. I think it was at 6,000 before. I've kind of put it up to 18,000 just to make my life a little bit easier. But it's going to be a big job really to do it with a 3-row harvester and that size field. And we're also going to have to do the topping first. We're going to have to lease that out, go do the topping, come back, grab that, and so on. But at the same time, I'm going to lease out a seeder, and I'm going to get a worker in the big field. It's a mammoth field. We're going to get him to plant in probably wheat. I think we did barley last time. We'll do some wheat this time. And then at least, by the time this episode's ended, we can skip quite a good chunk out and, get the series progressing and get that bloody harvest sold. I've got a load of barley in that grain shed now as well. Took it all out of the grain shed, took it all out the silo and put it into the grain shed. So every single little grain of barley that we've harvested in that first harvest is sitting in there ready to sell, which isn't going to be yet. But first, why don't we just quickly look at finance? Because I've just been taking a look at this thinking like I'm leaking money. It's quite a lot really. It's to take a hit of like 4,700 in September, and really I didn't do any farming or any episode. I just skipped through September, made sure the cows were fed, and I was producing milk. Now, luckily, the milk production did go up, so we've got 1,600 there, which is a positive because it would be even worse. But the problem is we've got water costs of 476. The loan interest, that's what's killing us at 2.5 grand. And then we've also got some leasing costs and property maintenance. Now, the only thing I can really manage right now is the vehicle leasing costs. We could return all the leased vehicles, but I think we'll take a hit on that because we need it. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do there. It just is what it is. I think the only thing we could do is try and increase the amount of milk that we're producing to write off this, just to come back to, an even playing field. So, like, neutralise it. So we're not making a loss, but we're not making a profit just because each month we're producing milk. But then we've also got to, maintain that by making feed and everything. But that is just the lay of the land, really. That's where we are financially. We're obviously trying to get a new harvester. That's got to be the main one. We want to keep bringing in cash and everything for that. £750,000 load is a steep task, but we can chip away at that. We can bring it down slowly. We have got, things going to be coming in. We've got the sugar beets that we're going to be doing now. They'll get sold, make a bit of cash. It should be good money, hopefully. And we've also got a load of barley to sell that's also going to be good money. So we have got the means, but again, need a better harvester. Can't carry on with the harvester I've got, and I'm definitely not leasing out a harvester. It has to be something we purchase. Hopefully, we buy one on the cheap because it just comes on offer. That would be the perfect scenario. But it is what it is. I think silage is our best bet. Keep making silage, keep selling silage, and we've got some more to sell. And we could actually sell that in this episode, but with the price, and the price is also really good at 224, so we could go and sell that. We'll see how we get on at the end of the video. Don't want it to go on too long. But before I get into starting off and all this good stuff, I've got a quick update. I got sent this by FarmSim Timmy. He's a modder. Dropped a mod the other day on Mod Hub. And it's just some really useful information. And I just wanted to make everyone that's watching the video aware. And it's to do with the bug reporting that we've been doing for FS25. So if you've actually followed through, reported a bug before version 1.5, unfortunately, it looks like they've all been resolved, even if they've not been resolved, basically. I'm going to put a picture up now from the Giants forum, which Manuel, who is the lead gameplay programmer at Giant Software, put up. And he's basically said, in a nutshell, that they've got so many bug reports and they think that some have, been sorted out already, but the problem is there's a lot of them on there to go through and resolve. So what they did is they've just resolved them all and hope that us as players can check the bugs that we've reported, basically, and if they've not been fixed, then he wants us to kind of report them again. Now, I have only got one that I reported that's not been resolved, so I need to go through that whole process and upload that one as a bug report. Some of the options of the reasons that they can't repeat the bug, so they they need to repeat it to see it in action or reproduce it. I mean, the one that I reported is pretty damn obvious. I'm surprised it's not been fixed yet. Obviously, it takes time. I get it. They're busy. I get that. The team size they've got and so on. But it is the one from bailing, basically. If you're doing rows in the field and they kind of flash in and flicker in, that to me is a bug because, 2025 we're in. This we can have a game that doesn't have that effect. So I'm going to have to just put that bug back onto the system. But I just wanted to let everyone know, if you've got a bug, go check if it's been resolved. And if it has, and it's not been fixed, sort it out and put it back on there. Because that's the only way we're going to get these bugs sorted out. So it's just a bit of information there. And if you want, pause the video and you can read the whole post that he put in. It was actually in German, so I've translated it to English. So, yeah, that's just a bit of information. Right, so let's get this ball rolling. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Seeders, harvesting, topping, everything. We need to return that. Before all that, I told you this was a busy episode. I want to show you a mod that I've been sent by Oz. Now, he contacted me in Discord, said that he had a mod that he thinks that I would really like, and hopefully it's going to get sent to Mod Hub soon. It might have already been sent to Mod Hub. I'd have to get confirmation on that, but the testing queue at the moment is not the best, let's be honest. It's quite a long time period unless it's a map. Giants have always prioritized maps over... they basically have their own queue maps do, so you'll fall into the queue and everything, but it's just for maps, and then all the mods fall separately from that. But let's have a look at it, because I think this is a really good idea, and you've probably already noticed it. But look, we've got it the way I feel like it should be, which is all owned items are now in the shop for me. So this mod is called the Garage Menu, and it's by Oz, and yeah, it's just a brilliant mod that I feel like shouldn't have even needed to be done because of the fact that, it's a weird one. You might prefer the way it's done now where it's in the finances, which is still there. So if you go to finances, vehicles are still there and you've got your leasing costs and all that stuff. And we had that before. We had that before anyway in 22. I'm sure we did with all the information on vehicles, but you just couldn't kind of do stuff from that menu, whereas now we return it from there. But I just like this because... if I go to this is my small tractor, it still shows me where it's located, but I can now sell it from here and so on. Now, to me, that is just a needed thing. It's so much better. It's so much better to have this. It's more useful, more user-friendly. And if we want to switch mode, if you just press switch mode, it shows me the leased items that I've got. So I know that these are the ones that are on lease that are costing me. For example, I don't need this. I could actually return that, couldn't I? Really. So let's actually return that because that's going to cost money. I've got a seeder, a small seeder as well. We don't need that. All these things, even a plow. I should probably... let's go back to leased items and just have a look. Now, I do need that. I'm not sure I need the sprayer for this long, but I might have some liquid in it. But that's probably going to be costing me quite a bit, so I should take a look at that. But yeah, this is a really useful mod called Garage Menu by Oz. And it now separates out in the shop menu an owned items section, which you can see is just like owned items. And I've got my owned ones, and then I've also got my leased items. So I just wanted to point that out. That mod hopefully will be coming to Mod Hub. Again, don't expect it straight away because the queuing time at the moment is really bad. Well, I say really bad, it's just really long. It just takes a while for mods to get tested. I think the mod that came out yesterday as I'm recording this was actually sent in December. That was by Timmy. I'm sure he sent that off in December, so that just gives you an idea of how long the waiting time is at the moment. But yeah, super cool mod, and a big shout out to Oz, and thank you for sending it over. And keep an eye out on Mod Hub. Right, let's get this done. We're going to just start leasing out stuff. Also, we can return our owned item. The problem with returning this is I bought it, but I'm going to have to take the money off because I was saying that a farmer lent it me. We're going to do the same. We're going to just do the same. So I don't actually own this. So when I sell this, I need to make sure I take the money off. So it's 23,830. So let's do this. So minus 23,830. There we go. So now we're back to square one. And then this time around, I'm just going to lease it. I'm just going to lease the new one. And we're square. So no gains, no losses, which is what we want. So let's have a look at this. First thing we're going to need to do is get a topper. Now, I've had a look at through these items. Now, that's a really good topper we could use, but the problem is it's 97,000. It's steep. But this one here, I'm pretty certain I can actually just attach to the front, but it's 3 meters, so it's going to take a bit of time. But obviously the cost is less, and we need to think about that. So I'm just going to lease this out. So there we go, happy days. And we're also going to lease out the TR2000, which is the 3-row this time for sugar beets. It also does carrots, parsnips, and red beets as well, so that's pretty cool. Loads of options here. Insanity, but I'm just going to get it standard. You can see that I've upped it to 18,000. So we want to get this on lease. There we go. I mean, what we could do at some point is this, which is financing. So maybe we could do this with a harvester if we haven't quite got, the money in the bank account. I mean, it's a lot of money though, isn't it? 2 years is basically 1,700 a month. But if I miss a payment, then, we're in trouble. But 2-year finance on it, I mean, I do like that mod. It's such a good idea. So we could look at doing that at some point, but we'll see. Right, let's see. This is so useful. Now I can go to my own items and I can just quickly check the horsepower on this. So we've got 305. So if we go to seeders, because we want to be planting in and we want to lease out something there. There we go. I've gone past it. And I want to try and get, obviously, a large seeder for this because, yeah, I need a direct seeder, though, because of mulch. So, I have to have a direct seeder, unfortunately. So that's a 6-meter direct seeder horse. That's also a direct seeder 6-meter. Let's see if we can up. See, that's an 8-meter. Works with the 240. So we could go with that. That's an 8-meter as well, and that is a direct seeder. It says no previous cultivation or ploughing is necessary. So really, I don't think it matters too much, does it? As long as we get... Yeah, that's a beast of a machine. Absolute beast. And it's a direct seeder as well, but I'm not going to buy that. But I think an 8-meter is probably what's going to suit us. Now, do we go with the Vaderstad or do we go with the Cockling? I mean, that'll definitely do the job. And there we go. And then we're going to need just some seeds. So one last thing, which is that. So if we go to seeds, we'll get a few bags. Because it was, I think it holds 4,000. So we'll get 4,000, fill it up. And then there we go. Bob's your uncle, as they say. A load of stuff here to take back. I want to kind of do it in one trip. I want to use follow me. So it's probably best if I drive the tractor that's hauling the armour, because it does hang over, which might cause a few issues, to be honest. Now, can I... So that is folded in as well. Nice. Right, well, I'm going to have to drop off the front weight then, aren't I? And take back the topper. So we'll get the John Deere on Cedar, and that can follow us using the Follow Me mod. Probably the best bet. I mean, I'm just glad we're making money from milk. And when we've also got beef stock as well that are getting close to the right age. But the problem is, I spoke about this in the last episode, about separating them out and having a good rotation. Because at the moment we've got a load of cows that we can sell, but I think we're going to have to hold on to them for the calf and then we sell them. Or we keep them as our breeding stock. It's one of them. I'd like them to probably be in like better stages as well. I feel like it's too much of a gap from when we're selling, so I really need to look into that. But to do it in the first place, I'm going to need more sheds. So it's not something I can just fix over, the course of a couple of episodes. It's more like a couple of years. Because if we do want to make, like, say we want to sell beef stock every 3 months. So that's 4 times a year. We need to have it in stages where in every 3 months we've got calves that have got to the age of 2 years, so that, you know, the right age to sell. So you've got to plan that out in advance. So that's something I need to look into. But we have got ways of making cash. Silage is going to be the one that saves us, I think. We've also got all them silage bales that you can see on the right there. They're what's going to make us money. I'm hoping I can turn in with all this on the front. Might be hard for the seed. We'll have to check out. But yeah, all them silage bales there are to sell. So that's going to be some good cash. I think he's going to clip, isn't he? Yeah, he did just a little bit, but it's not too bad. Right, so let's get the AI worker going first on this field. I'm hoping it connects now. I'm hoping it sees that I've connected them 2 fields. We'll have to see what happens. But it is a mammoth field. Let's see what happens. It did, and that is so cool. It's actually detected in the center as well. So I am very happy with that. These are strange though. I'm hoping it just kind of drives to that. I'd only need 1 headland on that, but it's forming headlands on the centres. But it is what it is. I think it's probably going to have to do 3 headlands, and I'm going to start it on the up and downs. That's such a weird thing there, but it is what it is. Right, so if I just say go, we should get the working out. Crack on, plant your wheat, no faffing, and yeah, it's going to be a big job to do, but they'll get through it. Especially with us needing to top and harvest. There's lots going on. I mean, I've already been speaking for about 20 odd minutes, so probably going to have to do a few jump cuts in this one, unfortunately. Don't want it to go too long. Right, so let's unhitch from this. I do think we're probably going to be best topping first and then coming back to the harvest, because, yeah, I just hope I don't do any crop damage. It's a really strange one. I could just put some narrow tyres on this tractor quickly. I think that's probably going to have to be our best bet here. Let's go into the workshop, stick some narrows on, just so we don't lose out. And I don't know. I mean, really, you could put the topper on and then get the harvester on, but I think I'm going to top it first. I think I'm just going to top the whole field, then come back to the harvest. That's probably my safest bet. I'm hoping I can get narrow tyres on this thing. Let's see. Right, so can we get narrow tyres? We've got medium wides. We haven't got narrow tyres. Well, that's that then. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do the top-in probably with... Just trying to think. How much has... This will definitely have narrow tyres. What's got the most horsepower? This one's got 130. If we go to our least... I think I switched it up to 150 on the Ford. Yeah, so 150. And if we go back to our least items, we'll get there. I'm promising you, we'll get there. This is 160. So really, that's going to have to be the Case Puma. It's a strange situation, really, because I don't want to be doing crop damage. But I'm obviously going to do crop damage unless I turn it off, which I don't want to do as well. So, to simplify this, my options are to turn off crop destruction, or put narrows onto a tractor, or use the topper and the harvester combined. We could try that, but I feel like that's going to be a lot to ask. But I think that's our only option, isn't it, unfortunately? Let's give it a go. And just hope for the best. So I'm going to have to do this first. Unfortunately, just got to be done. Because if I don't, I'm going to do crop damage. With it hanging over the left-hand side, it's just necessary to do this. I can actually see all the weeds now. See how sporadic it is. Because I don't even know if I've got crop damage on. I can't remember, but I probably haven't. I mean, let's just turn it on and see what we're going to do here for starters. Because it's a strange one. It really is. So crop destruction is on. But we're not doing crop destruction. Okay? That is a strange one. Maybe giants have actually gone, do you know what? We know that you're going to need to use a big tool. And with it being under the ground, you know, technically, you know, the sugar beets are stuck in the ground. You don't need to worry about that. Just crack on with your harvest. I'm hoping that is what's going on here. It might be a good idea to use another worker. Try to be a bit more efficient here. So if I bring the Ford up, we can get the topper doing that with the Ford. And then I can just get onto the harvester. I'm just really glad that I'm not doing crop destruction. Because just to confirm, that is on. Like, I'm sure in 22, you'd get crop destruction. Yeah, because the only two things I've got off are the periodic ploughing and field stones. Okay. Detach from that, and we are gonna go and get the Ford. But at least that's a bonus. That is a bonus. I mean, we could actually use... Tell you what, we'll use this. I feel like we haven't used the Massey as much, have we? I can't wait for AMG to get his Masseys out. I mean, I don't mind this Massey, but... You know, because this is actually by Giants, but I'll be honest, the 5S looks more like AMG's version than this does. Let's just put it that way. And to be honest, I think you'll agree with that as well. Right, so this will need a rear weight, so you can borrow the rear weight. And we are ready to go. So let's do for 4 headlands, 5 headlands probably, and we will start on them headland passes, and off you go. We will get there, honestly, and these sugar beets, it might be a pain, but it's going to be worth it in the end. It really is. And what we could do is just quickly first test that we're not doing any crop destruction. It doesn't look like it. Looks like everything's all good. I'm happy with that, and we're just going to test out this harvester. Just want to see. Well, also, we've got the Ford still to put onto a trailer because we're going to need to unload, aren't we? Which is going to be important. So let's try this out. We are harvesting. Nice. I mean, it would be good if this did the topping as well, but you know, you can't expect it to do that. It's realistic. I love them animations. Just find out. I mean, the texture there isn't amazing, is it? But that's not 4D modding's fault. I think that's just standard in the game. But that kind of gives you an idea of how long it's going to take us. Also, it gives you an idea about the turn on this thing. It only wants to turn right, which is something that 4D modding did point out to me. You have to do it the right way. But, yeah, we can do this. We can definitely do this. I'm just going to have to plan it out a bit. I'm going to have to plan out where the hell is the... Where's he going? That is so dumb. Oh, my days. Is it going to be one of them? It's definitely going to be one. Where is he going? I mean, he's gone through the hedge and then he's... I don't know where he was heading up then, but he's completely had a mare with that one. Obviously, this first headlands, yeah, it's something we're going to do, and I'm going to drive through the edge. If he can, I can. Let's just do this first headland pass because that was painful. Very painful. So while the workers out in the field doing the sugar beet topping, just want to quickly talk about Holy. Man, I use this product all the time. If you're into energy drinks, honestly, it's really, really good. I love the artwork and design on the products that they do, and some really good flavors. When I was younger, I used to have, you know, quite a lot of like Red Bulls and Monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, I much prefer this. There's no taurine, no sugar, and it's, you know, a better way of having some energy drinks, but with, you know, a nice flavor as well. I actually like the Raspberry Raptor. Raspberry Raptor is probably my favorite one. I've got a few actually. The pomegranate as well. Pomegranate's really nice, and like I said, the artwork's really good. I think a tub alone costs about $39.99. There's 50 servings in that, so if you work that out, it's a lot cheaper than buying an energy drink in, you know, fizzy version in a pop in a can. And yeah, the flavors are really good. You can also get 10% off if you use my code. So I'll put a link in the video description. Use code Scroft and get 10% off. And if it's your first order, you can use code Scroft5 and you can get £5 off as well. So yeah, go try it out. It really is good. The flavor I've got right now, I've actually got one. So normally when I record a video, I've got one going, and they come with a free shaker as well. So if you buy a tub, you'll get a free shaker that's got the same design of the flavor you've got. So you know, you might be like me and end up with 4 different designs by the end, because you've got, you know, you're trying out these different flavors. But the one that I'm liking the most is Woodruff. It's called Woodruff Wolf. I can't even describe the flavor. It's like, one, it's really refreshing. It's the energy version, because they do milkshakes. They started doing milkshakes, but they do energy drinks, hydration ones, which is like no caffeine, but it's got electrolytes in and minerals and stuff like that. And then they also do an iced tea version. So they all come in like tubs that you can get like 50 servings off. They also have like sachet versions. I think you can get like a box of 14 servings in them, so they're obviously cheaper. But like, I've always bought the boxes that are $39.99, and then they sent me a couple as well to review, which were actually really nice flavors to try out. But the Woodruff is one that I actually purchased after myself to try and taste, because I've never heard of the flavor before, and I think it's more common in places like Germany. I think it is like something that's probably like a German maybe drink or some sorts, but it's such a nice flavor, and I can't really describe it. It's like a really refreshing lime and maybe a bit of lemon or something, but it's really nice, and it's got, again, really good artwork. So yeah, go try out the Woodruff, because that's my recommendation, or the pomegranate or the raspberry. They've also got a new one, which is the dragon fruit, which Beanie's having. Every day she goes to work, she makes one, and she's having the dragon fruit one, which is a brand new energy flavor, and that's also really nice. And yeah, go try it out. They've also released recently as well a collaboration with SpongeBob, so if you're into anything artwork like that, they've got a really good shaker that they sent me as well, so I'll show you that now in the video. And they also did an iced tea version, which is like a pineapple, because, you know, SpongeBob. And yeah, that's also really nice to try out. Beanie is liking the iced tea more than me. I'm a traditional tea fan, but the energy drinks, honestly, they are really good, and I feel like they're really good value for money. The fact that you spend £39.99, you can get 10% off that, and you can also get a free shaker with it, and 50 servings. I think it's not bad at all when you compare it to the alternative buying in a supermarket or something like that. So go try it out, check the video description, and yeah, help support the channel at the same time. You can see our money going down, 536. Honestly though, the Holy, I'm being straight with you now, it's so good. I have one a day. Every time I record, I have just one shaker version. I never feel like a crash from it, which is always useful, because caffeine can give you like a bad crash. So yeah, honestly, it's really good. Try it out. But yeah, anyway, I've just checked the weather, because I noticed there's some rain coming. So 1 p.m. in game, we're going to get rain. So we're way off that. I'm hoping if I keep it at _1, I shouldn't have to worry about that. I mean, I technically could probably get going now on this bottom pass, but ideally what I want to do is what 4D Modding recommended, which is to do like a straight run, then go right, do a straight run, come back up, do a straight run. So I've got like 3 strips center down the field. That's probably the best bet, because then I can just keep turning left, go up, turn left, go up, turn left, and then do one half the field, then start on that half. But to do that, I need him to get the ball rolling. I need him to crack on, don't I? Because currently this is the only section I can get. But I don't want to stand around. I don't want to stand around waiting whilst I've got AI workers going. So I think we'll just try and make the most of what we've got here. I don't know. I mean, we could technically just like do the headland. We could, you know, technically we could do the top of the headland, just make turning maybe a bit better. It's just the fact that this thing wants to only turn right, not left. I also would love to use steering assist. I mean, we can get that on, and then if we need it, we can always use it, can't we? I mean, when you think about how much we've actually done, we're already at 2,700 litres already, and we've done pretty much nothing. It's going to be painful. Painful. And imagine if you kept it at 6,000, which is what it is base game. You're going to be... Well, I think at that point you'd need a worker with you constantly. Just down the side. I mean, let's see if we can get locked onto one of these. I think we're going to be a little bit off, aren't we? But there we go. That's the right one that we need. That's right on the edge. And we're still picking up. We're harvesting. Which, again, it's the best we can do. We could have gone and, you know, leased out one of the bigger pieces of kit for this, but I really like this thing that 40 Money's made. It's stunning. I think it's just with sugar beets in game, it's probably more designed for multiplayer or smaller fields. Like this would be perfect in a smaller field, or with the edges where there's no collisions like the walls and the fences over there. We'd like to probably drive through, won't we? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep working on the headland with the, you know, the worker doing the same and with the topper. I think our best bet is to just keep working on this headland pass. And can we get any more forward? Nope. Yeah, because we can turn right, can't we? So if we just keep going round, we should be good. There's a fair field to harvest here. This is a big job. I think we probably need that one to lock onto that. Hopefully we'll still get all the edge. Looking good so far. I mean, this is the 3 row. I've missed a few bits there, but that's not too bad. Yeah, this is the 3 row. So if you use the other one, which is the 2 row, it'd take even longer. So my advice is get the 3 row. Do yourself a favour and get the 3 row. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, but I did go to Courseplay because the AI worker, with having that tool on the front, just wouldn't work. We just wasn't having a good time. But with Courseplay, it's actually doing pretty good. No problems at all. I think this is actually going to time well. In fact, I'm calling it now. I think the guy out in the field planting is definitely going to finish before us. Without a shadow of a doubt. But the best thing to do, just keep cracking on. See how much we can get through. And yeah, we'll go from there. Every single bit we bring in is more money. And we're already at 8,000. So I'll take that for a win. We are making progress, everybody. Slowly, but we are making progress. This is definitely like a podcast job. That's what I'm calling it. It's a podcast job. So I've just got a podcast on the side, chilling out. Probably going to be the first episode where I've not done a time-lapse, but I feel like if I do a time-lapse on this, it's going to still take about 2 hours for you to watch the time-lapse. It's going to take a long time. Good thing about it, though, the Massey with Courseplay is working a treat. Nearly got a full load in the trailer as well. That's going to go into the silo this time with them. I could tip him to the ground somewhere, but I'm just going to put it straight in the silo if it accepts it. I'm hoping it should, with it being a root crop, but we'll see. If not, I'll have to just put it into one of the bays, which I can easily do, and then it'll be a problem for another date. But yeah, it's going all right so far. Using the guidance steering on this job has worked a treat so far, and I'm just glad we're not doing any crop destruction. Do you know something I've noticed that I probably should have noticed this a long time ago, but I didn't. Now, you guys in the video might have noticed this already and be like, my God, Scroft, how have you not noticed that? But have you noticed now in front of me, the guidance steering, some of the lines are greyed out and some of them are like more profound, kind of like whiter colour. Now, the ones that are like really strong white, the lines there, them 3, for example, on the headland, are the ones that I've not actually gone over. The ones that are kind of more greyed out are the ones that I've gone over, and I just thought that was really useful to know, because sometimes it is difficult to see the line that you're going on, especially when there's so many like this. I've just never noticed that before, so I just wanted to point that out to anyone like me that hasn't noticed that. The ones that are greyed out are basically the ones you've been over already. So yeah, super cool. But we're getting through it. I mean, he's nearly done. He's nearly done. I will go and just have a quick check in a second on the guy out in the big wheat field planting. But yeah, if you can look now, you see how I've got 2 at the edge that are more profound, like more white, basically more standout, more stronger in colour of white, and then I've got 3 or 4 that have been greyed out there. So you can see the ones that I've already been on, and the next one's obviously going to be the one that's still quite white, and we're still working on this headland. We did 5. Ooh, that was poor reversing. Let's try that again. I mean, we're at 97% anyway, so it's not like we're going to be going far here. But as soon as it's full, I'll stop. There we go, we're on the right one. I'll go and check quickly how the guy's getting on planting. See if he needs any seeds yet. Probably going to need some at some point. I'll also fill up and tip, because it's gonna require that. There we go. So that's that. Now the way this works is you have to just bring the pipe out like you would. Let me just see if I'm pressing the right button here. Pipe out. Oh, yeah, I wasn't pressing the right button. So that brings it out, kind of lifts the bucket up. Now the trailer just about fits underneath this. It doesn't help that I've got an overhang on that side there. But the trailer just about fits underneath this, and then I can tip in. So let's quickly go over here. So he's at 34%. I mean, it seems to be working all right. I just trying to figure out why he's not carried on that section. Maybe he's just doing, I don't know. I mean, I would have carried on. That was the worker, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're still planting in, and that's the most important thing. And 8 metres, man, I wish I was working with 8 metres right now. I mean, he's even missed a row there. He's missed a section. So, yeah, I'm really not sure. But as long as he's planting, that's all that matters. Right, let's go tip this, because pretty much one of them is one trail load. I know I'm at 90%, but let's go tip this, and then I'll show you how the bucket works on that, and how I can just, and I mean just, get under. I wish I had a more powerful tractor for this. 150 is not good. I really need to try and upgrade everything on this, but it's a challenge. I set myself a difficult challenge to start with, because I'm in such debt. Nope, don't want that one. There we go. Yeah, because I'm in such debt, it's a challenge, and I've got some small equipment, really, for the size fields we're working with. But I'd like to get, all the tractors at least 200 horsepower. And then, like medium is the new small on this farm, and then we've got some bigger tractors, some really good large tractors. That would be ideal, because this Ford's struggling with a trail load of sugar beets. And I don't think I can tip in there, can I? Which is cruel. It's cruel. Looks like we're going to have to use a bay for sugar beets, because they don't tip in, which I should have expected. So sugar beets is going to go in here. That's where it's going to go, which is going to be a big job to pick all them up. Really, best thing to do would be sell them all now, but let's just check. I imagine the sell price for this is not where it should be. Let's go to prices. Find sugar beets. We are at 329. We got 330. So to be honest, best time to sell is in November, which I like, because we're doing the harvest around now, so we only have to hold it for a month. But I mean, we could go and sell these direct, really. But 352 is a big difference, isn't it? If we just wait till November, we can sell it. But the pain of then lifting it, the transporting it all, is it wise just go and sell this after each load and bring in the money now? I think it is, I think it is. And if we have a look up here, that could be the best sell point to go to. So what we got up here, we've got general stores. And we've also got the restaurant. So let's just have a look again at the prices. I think we're going to have to do this. I think we're going to have to use auto drive and get this sold. So general store is 318. That's the lowest. Why? Why? Because that is a difference. Farm store. That's the best one. Farm store Bay 2? Bay 1, I think it was. And it is sugar beets. Well, let's just check that. Farm store Bay 1. Bay 1. So, yeah. And, yeah, off you go. Now, I'm hoping this works. We'll have to just see what this is like. Now, I'm not spending much on the workers here. I have to say that they don't deserve to get loads of cash. So, let's just see what I've got that set to. Trying to figure out where that is. Driver wage, I've got it to none. So, let's go to 50% because they deserve some wage, at least, don't they? Right, I'm hoping that'll work. We should see the money go up. Let's quickly just move this out of the way. God, this is going to be a big task, you know. I knew it was going to be difficult with the, you know, sugar beets. It always is. I mean, I'm hoping it pays off, though. That's the main thing. Probably is a better thing to sell it now, direct. I mean, we've got some here. Let's get rid of that, or else I'm not going to be able to harvest that section. There we go. Let's have a quick look at this. I can't actually do anything. Oh, what a time to... Oh, that was... What are you doing? You're not going to make that turn. It's just about going to nudge it off. That is... Oh, God. The AI worker... It might have been better to use Courseplay, to be honest, because it looks like it's having a moment. I mean, it couldn't miss that bit for good reason because it's doing that headland, like on that section. But, yeah, I'm not sure actually what it is actually doing here. I don't think it knows itself. It's done a circle. Maybe it's just done... To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It looks like it's doing the headlands. I mean, it's having a mare, let's be honest. It's having a moment. That is not very good at all, is it? Anyway, we got to the sell point, and I can't do anything because my harvest is full, so I need this to empty. This is going to be a long episode, everybody, so apologies about that. And it's tipping from the side, which is unique, let's say. But there we go, 6,000 a trailer. I'll take that all day long. So, back you go to tractor 2 waypoint, and then, yeah, we can finally crack on. Right, because the episode has been going on quite a while, I'm just going to do a good jump cut now, get through some of this harvest. It's going to take me a long time, get my podcast on, and we'll go from there. Welcome back, everybody. It's only been a few seconds for you, but for me, it's been a long time. I've enjoyed it, though, for the pain that some people think sugar beets is, and it is, you're correct, it definitely is. This has actually been pretty steady. I have been recording, though, for 2 hours and 42 minutes, but a good chunk of that's obviously going to get cut out. But it would have been really difficult for me to do, a time-lapse in that. But the money has gone up to 215,000, so, you know, not too bad. I'd say it's a good yield for this size field. I think I'm probably getting close to about 50,000 now. Now, with what we started off with, it's not going to look like loads of profit from the start of the episode. But the leasing costs on getting the whole field planted, leasing this out, you know, it's at least we've kind of made the money back straight away for getting the wheat planted in, which is obviously going to be a good yield, hopefully, when we get to harvest that. So overall, it's not too bad. I'm quite happy. We'll have a look at the finances in a minute because I feel like I need to manage my money better. I was thinking about that quite a bit throughout the time that I've been harvesting this sugar beets. I feel like we need to manage it better. Like, for starters, having a sprayer that we're not even using, we're just using once a year, just having it on lease, it's just a waste of cash every month. So we're going to return that, but I need to keep an eye out. I need to check it first, make a note of what the width on that tool is, because we've got tram lines that match that. So I don't want to mess up and then not, and not have the right tram lines or the right tool after. I did remove out the fence here, just to make the life easier of the AI worker that's on auto drive, because for some reason it's coming that way. Even though there's an entrance to the field, it's coming through that kind of field there where the horse, jumps are, and then he's coming into this field and waiting at this point. It's to the way it's been set up, so a little bit strange, but be all right. Not too much of an issue. And we've just literally just sold a full trail load, so this is the last remaining amount now. So we'll wait for him to come up, and then we'll pretty much just unload this last part. But I'm very happy with that field. A big job, to say the least. Missed a tiny few little bits, but nothing major. I'm quite happy with that. But I think I'm probably not going to do root crops next time. Ideally, we could combine into field 3 and just expand out like what we're doing with the wheat. You'd plant in another wheat field, but it's going to be a challenge to do now. So I'll wait for the worker to come back. We'll then have a look at all the stuff we're going to do. We're going to do a bit of money management. We're also going to look at what we've got when it comes to, the harvest and return all our leased items, just to try and generate some back and see how much cash we've got. Also want to, look, I was going to open the shop, but the guy's on break. That is a mod on Mod Hub that only allows you to use the shop at the times when it wouldn't be closed. So from 12 to 1, it's on a lunch break, and then it opens in the morning and closes in the evening. So, yeah, not too bad. I think he's on his way. I think I've just seen him flying across. Let's just have a look. Yeah, he's there. So, should be making his way into this field very soon. There you go. See, he's gone that route, and then he goes down the bottom. But yeah, last one, and we'll just send him on then, because it's 8,000 litres, and that's some good cash. So I'll cut back in when I've sold everything. We'll start returning back the items, and we'll start having a look at how much money we've actually made in this episode. But it's been a good one, definitely. We're moving up slowly. We've got all that silage to sell as well, which I did say I was going to sell at the end of this episode because the price is good. But that is also going to be a bit of a task. I mean, I could go and do that because 224 is not too bad. It has dropped a bit, and that's the farm store bale, so it's not actually that far away, is it? It's down to the store, basically. I mean, we could go and do that and then end on that just to see where we're at, because that's good cash. Look at that. Look at that, then. He was not happy. But anyway, I'll cut back in when we're near the end of this, but we've done well. So the final thing to sell, one trail load of bales. I've already taken one and decided to keep some of them because I think I probably need a bit more feed. Yeah, going into winter, especially upon where the beef stock are. So I thought rather be safe and make sure I've got enough. I've got hay there, and I've also got some straw, but I haven't got silage. Silage is actually sitting at the other farm. But look at that, 40,000. That means I've made probably around like 82. Just let's say it's 82,000 of 2 trail loads of bales. It's insane. If you ever wanted an example of why silage is king, I mean, put it into the comparison of what I've done with sugar beets. We'll have a look at the money in a second, but I guarantee it's nowhere near the 80,000, and you've got to take into account I planted in that, I've then harvested, fertilised, all that good stuff, everything to get the field prepped, like lime, everything. And then it's just one harvest, and the time it takes to use that harvest is just insane. And then grass, I've just got 80,000. I've not sold all the bales, and yes, I've done 2 fields, and it takes time to prep them, but as soon as it's planted, that's it. I can chop that 3 times in a year, and it just keeps going on and on. All I got to do is put fur down. The money is insane. I mean, if only it reflected like that in the real world, farmers wouldn't be struggling as much as they actually are out there. But, seems like everything's against farming at the moment, which is a shame. It really is, because it's how we, survive as a race, let's be honest. Farming is what makes us. But anyway, let's not get into that. That's a whole subject in itself. But yeah, we've made a lot of money. Them silage bales there, I'm going to put the feed up here. The silage bales you can see in the distance there, it's like 1 stack load that I've just sold, so £40,000 worth. That is for feed currently, so we've got that much silage. And then if I just run over here, And I haven't got much left at all ever up here. So it would have just been that silage stack and that. So I'm glad I've kept them extra silage bales. I will put them into the shed as well, store them away properly. But yeah, we're finally done. What an episode. I've been recording for 2 hours, 56 minutes and 48 seconds exactly. So for me, it's been a very long one, but I've enjoyed it. I really have. So I think the first thing we're going to have to do is look at our money. We're sitting at £306,000, so we are in a much better place than what we started. You can see that in this month alone, which is only this episode, we started off in October, we've made a profit of £111,000. So let's have a look at the money. We sold the vehicle, which was the original beet harvester, but then I reimbursed it. I took the money away, so that's the 2,360. That's the 2,3670. Did I put it in wrong? 2,3830. Maybe I did. Anyway, it's the same amount. It's supposed to be anyway, but that's that making us even. And then here, the vehicle leasing costs $18,500, so it cost a lot to lease all that, but should get some of that back, which is obviously a good thing. £81,914 in bales, which is what we just done. Sold a bit of milk at the start, but just before the episode started. The seeds cost over $5,000, which is expected. Water's really small. And the harvest, we actually got $55,000 for. So for that size field and sugar beets, that's not bad at all. And again, and then wage payments was $3,300, which is about right for where I put it at 50%. So not too bad at all. I mean, $111,000 profit in this episode. That's the biggest, episode we've had for money. And we're sitting at 306 now, which is good, especially good. Let's return some of these items, though. We're going to have to speed up time here till 1 o'clock. So let's just sort that out when he gets back off his break. I mean, you couldn't have guessed it, could you? And it's raining as well, just to top it off. So there we go. He's back off his break because the rain started. But now, if I go in the right menu, we can have a look. I have been keeping an eye on this used vehicle. I'm hoping that we can get a harvester on the cheap, because look, that's 50% off. That's a decent reduction in price for that root crop harvester. Obviously, we don't need that, but I'm saying as an example, it'd be really nice to get that. But let's move to leased items. So I'm going to keep the tractor. We are going to return the seeder, though. So let's return that. We should get a bit of money back for that. If we go back, we also need to return the sprayer. But first, I want to make a note. So it's 40 metres. That's pretty much where we're at, 40 metres. I will make a note of that because it's going to be important. And we also want to return back this beet harvester. And if we keep switching it, that's the one thing. I wish it would stay in leased after. But it's not a problem. It's a small thing, isn't it? And then we'll return the topper. And now we should only have 3 leased items. But the mower we need, front mower, I should probably try and buy that at some point. It's only 10,000. It makes more sense to just purchase it. And then if we've also got the tractor, like I said, and we've got a wrapper, so not bad at all. But yeah, let's have a look at where we're at now. 311,000, and our lease costs should come down, because with the loan interest being at $2,500, which I'm going to pay a chunk off when we've sold the barley that's sitting in the shed. There is a lot of it. Obviously, 18,000 looks worse than what it actually is. But if we have a look here, that's probably about what it is. So 2,300. I'm hoping now that I've brought that down at least by £1,000. Should be. I mean, we haven't got much, have we, now left? Nope. That's it. Whoa, my days. That was strange. At least we sorted that out. Let's have a quick look at the amount of barley we've got sitting in this, because this is going to be a hefty job to take all this, scoop it up and sell it, but we're going to have to. What I might do is get a truck for it, a proper truck, and lease out maybe some kind of wheel loader. I know I don't want to keep spending money, but yeah, probably going to have to do that for that. Also, the truck, I'm not going to, have to buy the truck. I'm just going to simulate that it's, a company's that I'm selling it to, and then I just fill it up like that. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So I'll get that sorted out. Hopefully for the next episode, actually thinking about it, because we're not going to have much to do now going into the next few months. We've done all the harvesting, we've done the planting, so that's good. We're going to go into the winter months really not unless we get one more cut of grass, which I doubt. The only way we're going to do one more cut of grass is if it's November, but then ideally you'd want to do it around the same time as selling. Yeah, selling the barley, which I haven't got in there because it's on the ground. So let's just go to this one and go to prices. Have a look at barley. We're sitting at 570, but we can go all the way up to 669 in December. So we're going to have to wait till December anyway. And there's no point in me selling it in November just to do an episode when I do the mowing. So what I might do is I might get some mowing done, jump into December, bit of a shorter episode, get the barley sold because I'm going to have to show that in the income. And hopefully we can also buy the harvester at the same time. So the aim should be, next episode, buy a harvester, sell all the barley, and also sell some silage that I'm hopefully going to produce in November if it's fermented. Fingers crossed. That's probably a realistic aim. But it's been a good one. A long one as well, but we've made a load of money and we're progressing. Let's have a quick look, just before we end, at a harvester for something realistic that we can aim for. Which is there. So 300,000. That's where we're sitting. I mean, we can buy a good harvester for that. This John Deere here is 263. I've also got a John Deere here as well. That's 200,000. So we could buy that as well. You know, it's an American one. You can tell by the tires. That's massive. I mean, ideally, I would want. Do you know which one I really want? I want this one. This Massey Ferguson ideal one. That would be the dream harvester. Definitely. She's a beast. And if we go to combinations, we can get a 9-meter header. Which actually isn't that big, is it? It can't be right. Sure we can get a bigger one than 9 meters. I know this McDon pack's just dropped. And they are insane. They're like 17 meter. I mean, we could go for something like that, but that itself's nearly like the cost of a harvester. That's insane. But for, 15 meters, you're going to pay for it, aren't you? But there's a 15-meter John Deere there. So we could get that other John Deere in that. But look at this price of that. I'd want about 13 meters. I think 13 meters is about right for this farm. I mean, that one's cheap at 14, so maybe even that. That's not bad, is it? Still expensive, though. I mean, maybe that's the shout. Get the McDon. I mean, it wouldn't look out of place, really, on that Massey Ideal. I think it'd be an issue at all. I mean, there's a 12-meter one there. So that there is a 12-meter one. And to be honest, I think I'd go with that one. It's cheaper as well. So yeah, 12 meters. That's not too bad, is it? I mean, still a good size compared to what we're running now. I guess it just depends on the pipe size. If we can increase that pipe size out, we shouldn't be too bad. But that looks like a hefty pipe. So yeah, and you got to remember as well, we are going to sell that harvester, and it might be worth just checking the price on that now. Because, yeah, let's see how much this is valued. 135,000. That helps a lot. That's basically, it's going to buy our header straight off. So the money we've got now is going to contribute to getting the harvester. And if we have to, I'm just going to get it on finance and pay a monthly fee because it's needed. And I really need this item to actually start doing these big fields, as you can see here. But at least it's all planted in. Will need a bit of fertilizer. Definitely needs fertilizer. But not too bad. Right, I'm going to leave the video there. I'm going to go make a brew. It's been a long one, and I'm starting to lose my voice. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me, because that really does help me out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.